Hello student, welcome back to another session of Electronics Paper 1 Applied Electronics. Myself Jyoti Krishna from Technical Department, New English High School and Junior College. Chapter number 2, Power Supply. So we have already covered one session. So today we will be starting with the session 2. Let us summarize what we have studied in session 1. So we have seen the block diagram of DC regulated power supply, the different blocks that are transformer, the rectifier, filter and voltage regulator. We started with the transformer. We have seen there are two type of transformer, step up and step down. Then rectifier. Rectifier converts the bidirectional signal into unidirectional signal. So we have seen three type of rectifiers: half wave rectifier, full wave rectifier and bridge full wave rectifier, or simply bridge rectifier. We have seen the working, the diagram and circuit diagram, the waveform and working of each rectifier. So let us proceed with the session 2. Let us see the few performance related parameter for the half wave rectifier, and the first parameter which is defined for the half wave rectifier is a average DC voltage. So what is average DC voltage? Already we have seen the working of the half wave rectifier. So during the positive half cycle the diode D1 conduct and hence we get the output at RL V out. So for the positive half cycle we get the output. During the negative half cycle the diode D1 is reverse bias and hence diode is open switch and no output at RL. So during the negative half cycle we don't get any output. So now if we see the what is average or DC value of the half wave rectified output voltage is the value you can measure with the help of a DC voltmeter or multimeter. So we measure the value voltage across RL and that value is nothing but VDC. So now if you see the waveform of the half wave rectifier, so during the first half from 0 to pi, the waveform can be expressed as Vm sin omega t, while for the another half, that is pi to 2 pi, it is equals to 0. So we only get the waveform for the half cycle, that is from 0 to pi. So by integrating the area under the curve we get VDC is equals to Vm by pi, where Vm is the peak value of the secondary. So this is nothing but the average DC voltage of the half wave rectifier, that is VDC is equals to Vm upon pi or Vp upon pi. See here it is written Vp. So sometimes they write Vp or Vm. In your textbook it is mentioned as Vm. So Vm or Vp is the peak value of the secondary. Now so far we have discussed of this half wave rectifier. We have only discussed about the output waveform of the voltage, but whenever this diode is conducting, at that time the finite amount of current will flow through the circuit. So if Vm is the peak amplitude of the sinusoidal wave, the peak amplitude of the current can be given by the expression IDC is equals to Im upon pi. So and if you see the output waveform of the current, then it looks very similar to that of the voltage waveform. So if we find the average value of the current, then it can be given as IDC is equals to Im by pi. So now when the diode conduct a finite amount of current through the circuit, the average value of the current can be given by the expression IDC is equals to Im by pi, where Im is the peak value. So in this way we can find the average value of current. So what is the average value or VDC? The output current is nothing but Im upon pi. So next parameter is current rating of the diode. The maximum direct current the diode can withstand is called is the current rating of the diode. Then next one, the peak inverse voltage, the PIV. During the negative half cycle of the input, the diode is reverse bias. So all the secondary voltage appear across the diode. The maximum reverse voltage which appears across the diode during the operation, that is nothing but PIV. So maximum reverse voltage the diode must withstand is nothing but PIV, peak inverse voltage. So here if Vm is the peak amplitude of the applied sinusoidal wave, then during the negative half cycle the maximum voltage which appear across the diode in the reverse condition will be equal to Vm. So that is equals to Vm, the voltage across the diode. So we can say that for this half wave rectifier, the peak inverse voltage or the peak reverse voltage is equals to Vm. Now, whenever you are selecting the diode for the rectification, then you should need to check the PIV rating of the diode. So, the peak amplitude of the applied input voltage should be less than the PIV rating. So, PIV should be always, peak inverse voltage should always be greater than Vm, that is peak inverse voltage equals to Vm. So for half wave the peak inverse voltage is equals to Vm. The ripple frequency is equals to input frequency. So now let us move to the next parameter, that is ripple factor. So far we have seen that whenever a sine wave is applied to this half wave rectifier, then at the output we get a pulsating DC voltage. It means that it has some finite ripple. Ripple is nothing but AC component. Now the ripple defines the periodic variation in the output DC voltage because of the imperfect suppression of the AC signal. So to define how much ripple is there in the output waveform, this ripple factor is used. So ripple factor is nothing but the ratio of RMS value of the AC component to the average or the DC value. Okay, so the ripple factor for the half wave rectifier, the value of this ripple factor is 1.21. Now, the ripple in the output waveform can be reduced by using a filter circuit. So, just by connecting a capacitor across this load, we can reduce the ripple in the output waveform. So this we are going to see in the next session, the filters. So we'll see how to remove this ripple by using different types of filter. Okay. And the next parameter which is used for this rectifier is the efficiency. So this parameter defines how efficiently the AC input power is converted into DC output power. So efficiency is defined as DC power delivered to the load to the AC input power from the transformer secondary. And for this half wave rectifier the efficiency is equals to 40.6%. It means that from the given input power only 40.6% power is getting converted into the DC power. And as you can see, for this half wave rectifier the efficiency is less than 50%. So these are the few performance parameter for the half wave rectifier, and this parameter can be improved by using the next type of rectifier circuit. So let us see them. Let us see the parameters of the full wave rectifier. In short, let us see the working of the full wave rectifier. So during the positive half cycle, diode D1 conduct and we get the output at RL. During the negative half cycle, diode D2 conduct and we get the output at RL. So the bidirectional AC is converted into unidirectional AC for the positive half cycle as well as the negative half cycle. So thus we will get this kind of waveform at the output, and here we are getting the output waveform for the both half cycle. So the average value of, so assuming that the ideal diode, what I mean by ideal diode, there is no drop across the diode. So if practically speaking 0.7 is the drop across the diode. So we are considering as an ideal diode. So the average or DC value of the full wave rectifier output is equals to VDC is equals to 2 Vm by pi. Okay, 2 Vm because 0 to pi as well as pi to 2 pi we are getting the output. So 2 Vm by pi, where Vm is the peak value of the secondary, right? And here we are getting the output waveform for the both the half cycle. The average value of this full wave rectifier will be more than that of the half wave rectifier. So we are seeing VDC for half wave rectifier is Vm by pi, and to be precise, if I say that the average value will be equals to 2 Vm by pi, which is exactly double compared to the half wave rectifier. And here we are assuming that the diodes are ideal. Similarly, the average DC voltage across for the full wave rectifier is IDC is equals to 2 times Im upon pi. Now the next parameter is the current rating of the diode, that is IO. In a full wave rectifier using central tap transformer, each diode conduct only for the half cycle, and therefore the current through the diode is half wave rectified current, and that is equal to 0.5 DC. So it is half the DC current. Now whenever we are designing the rectifier circuit, then one parameter is always needed to be considered is the peak inverse voltage, and it is the maximum voltage which appear across the diode in the reverse bias condition. Let's find out the peak inverse voltage for this particular circuit. To find the peak inverse voltage, let's assume that during the positive half cycle, the diode D1 is conducting and diode D2 remains off, and let's say in the reverse bias condition the voltage across this diode D2 is equals to Vm. So for the full wave rectifier circuit which is designed using a central tap, the peak inverse voltage is equals to 2 Vm. So now in the positive half cycle, diode D1 conducts and voltage Vm across the upper half of the winding appears across the RL, and therefore the reverse voltage appearing across the non-conducting diode, that is D2, in addition of the voltage across the lower winding. So the voltage across RL equal to Vm plus Vm. So the peak inverse voltage equals to 2 Vm. So the PIV rating of the diode should be more than this value. So let's say if we are applying an input signal which has a peak voltage of 10 volt, then the peak inverse voltage of the diode should be more than 20 volt, that is 2 into 10 20 volt. So the PIV rating of the diode should be more than 20 volts. So it should be always, the PIV should be always greater than the twice the Vm in case of the full wave rectifier. Here the parameter, the PIV is equals to 2 Vm, Ripple frequency is twice of the input frequency. If the input frequency is 50, then the ripple frequency for the full wave rectifier will be 100. Ripple factor. We have seen the ripple factor is a ratio of the total RMS value of the ripple in the output waveform to the total average value of the output waveform. So the ripple factor for the full wave rectifier is coming out to be R is equals to 0.482. Efficiency. We have seen efficiency. It is defined as the what it is. It is a ratio of the DC output voltage to that of the AC input voltage, and the efficiency it is coming out to be 81.2% for the full wave rectifier. So these are all the parameters we have seen for the full wave rectifier. See now the efficiency of the half wave was 40.6%, which was less than 50%. But for the full wave the efficiency is 81.2%, and the ripple has decreased half. For half wave rectifier the ripple was 1.21, and for the full wave rectifier it is 0.482. So you can see the ripple has decreased tremendously in full wave rectifier by using two diodes. So these are the all parameters we have seen for the full wave and half wave rectifier. So now let us see the parameters of the bridge rectifier. So average DC voltage, assuming that the diodes, ideal diodes, so average or DC value for the bridge rectifier output is equals to same, because for the both the half cycle the bridge rectifier conducts. Okay, so VDC is equals to 2 Vm by pi, where Vm is a peak value of the secondary voltage, same as the 2, because the 2 half cycles 0 to pi and pi to 2 pi, so 2 Vm by pi. So average DC current at IDC is equals to 2 Im by pi. So this is nothing but same as your full wave rectifier. So for the both the half cycle the rectifier conducts, right? So we get the DC voltage and DC current. So the next parameter is current rating of the diode. Each diode conduct for only half cycle, and therefore the current rating of the diode must be at least half of the DC load current. So the current rating of the diode should be half of the IDC value. So that is 0.5 of IDC value. So peak inverse voltage in bridge rectifier, each diode must withstand a peak inverse voltage equals to the peak value of the secondary. So peak inverse voltage equals to Vm. Therefore, the PIV rating of the diode must be greater than Vm. Okay. For the bridge rectifier, the PIV is equals to Vm. The ripple frequency is twice that of the input frequency. The ripple factor is equals to 0.482, same as your full wave rectifier, and the rectification efficiency is 81.2% of 81.2%. Now comparison of the rectifier circuit. So we have seen three rectifier circuit: half wave rectifier, full wave rectifier and bridge rectifier. Student, the comparison comes for 4 marks in board exam. So you should be able to write 6 points for the comparison. So let us see the comparison. Diode used. In half wave rectifier only one diode is used. In full wave rectifier we use two diodes, and bridge rectifier we use four diodes. Need for central tap transfer, not essential and not required. So the central tap is essential in the full wave rectifier. The current rating of the diode, we have seen the current rating equals to the load current, half of the load current, and equals to the load current. The PIV of the diode is greater than the V peak, that is Vm. So peak voltage greater than 2 Vp and greater than Vp. So it should be greater than that of the secondary voltage. The DC output voltage, that is Vp by pi, 2 Vp by pi and 2 Vp by pi. We have seen that it conducts only for the half cycle, and this full wave rectifier and bridge rectifier conducts for both the half cycle. Ripple factor. Ripple factor is 1.21, highest in half wave rectifier, 0.482 in full wave rectifier, and that of the bridge rectifier. The ripple frequency, the main frequency is 50. So ripple frequency for full wave is equals to the input frequency, that is 50 Hz. Ripple frequency for the full wave and bridge rectifier is twice that of the input frequency. So the main frequency is 50, so it is twice that of the input frequency. So it is 100 Hz and 100 Hz. The rectification factor is 1.2 and 1.4 and 1.4. So the amount of rectified you get is 1.2 and 1.4. Efficiency is 40%, 80% and 81.2%. So this all are the parameters we have seen for the rectifier circuits. So based on this we are going to solve the problems of okay. So the comparison comes for 4 marks, either between all the three rectifiers or between any two rectifier. So we came here to the end of the session. So in today's session we have seen the parameters of full half wave rectifier, full wave rectifier and bridge rectifier, the para and the comparison between them. So very important, the comparison between the half wave rectifier, full wave rectifier and bridge rectifier based on the parameter, and the problems based on the your parameters. So student, here we came to the end of the power supply session 2. Thank you.